are anticipating the softening of fuel prices, and I think that will be good for our inflation outlook.
Inflation continues the biggest worry for central banks around the world. The Fed getting ready for a liftoff. We saw the BOE raising rates yet again. I'm just wondering, given expectations of tighter financial conditions, can the Philippines remain or keep its loose monetary policy?
Well, at the moment, as we have announced, the Philippine government has actually reduced its debt from our central bank from 500 billion pesos to 300 billion, and that's about 5.9 billion US dollars, and we expect to pay it by the end of this year. Of course, we are watching very carefully the trends of interest rates around the world. And we do, however, are confident that we can handle some increase in interest rates since our interest rate payments as a percentage of our GDP are quite a bit lower than those of our rating peers, especially our neighbors in ASEAN.
You talked about how you are comfortable with some increase in interest rates. What might that level be?
I'm not going to predict that, but essentially, we do anticipate tightening and rate increases, and we are not that worried unless, of course, they start spiking abroad. But I think that's not likely.
The OCTA research group says daily COVID-19 cases in the country may decrease to as much as 1,000 to 2,000 by the end of the month. OCTA's Guido David disclosed their estimates as the number of new daily infections and the country's reproduction number continue to decrease. As of yesterday, the country's total COVID-19 cases stands at over 3.6 million. This is the health department recorded more than 8,300 new cases. 126,227 cases remain active. The DOH also recorded 312 new deaths on Sunday, while 18,431 new COVID-19 survivors were recorded. Despite these improving figures, pediatric infectious disease expert Benjamin Ko says it's not yet time to assume that COVID-19 has become an endemic virus.
I don't think it is time to move into a period of endemicity. An endemic phase is quite a long phase. Mm-hmm. That means that we must see sustained decrease in transmission, and that there should be no variant of concern that we would see in the next couple of months before we even move into an endemic situation.
Presidential aspirant and Senator Ping Lacson has run traditional media ads worth almost 1 billion pesos as of December of last year. This is according to a PCIJ report that cites Nielsen data showing that Lacson spent 915 million pesos in TV, radio, print, and outdoor billboard ads. And on top of this, he shared ads with his running mate, Senate President Tito Soto, worth 215 million pesos. So far, Lacson tops ad spending among all candidates in all positions on traditional media, and his tab continues to run before the start of the official campaign period tomorrow. Recall that there are no laws banning or limiting pre-election advertising. For Senator and presidential aspirant Ping Lacson, there should be a holistic approach in fighting illegal drugs in the country. Speaking to journalist Corina Sanchez, Lacson slammed the Duterte administration for only focusing on law enforcement against small-time drug users. He said that it would be better to stamp out illegal drugs by stopping its supply, as well as focusing on the rehabilitation of users.
Nakalimutan yung holistic na approach. Meron tayong tinatawag na prevention at saka rehabilitation, meaning demand reduction.
Meanwhile, for another presidential aspirant, Manila Mayor Isko Moreno, the law must be observed in stopping illegal drugs. And he said he is against extrajudicial killings. But at the same time, he said that sometimes it can't be helped, and that even the police are trying to apprehend drug addicts get killed.
Hate drugs. It destroys society, families, individual, future. No? But there is a way to continue to work within the limits of law. Rule of law must be observed because it is not up for me to say who's guilty or not. It is not up for me to say who's gonna live or gonna die. It doesn't bring us anywhere because discretion lang yun ng isang tao.
Filipino golfer Bianca Pagdanganan settled for a share of 41st place in the LPGA Drive-On Championship at Fort Myers, Florida. Pagdanganan fired 3 birdies in the first 12 holes for a shot at further climbing the ladder. But the golfer faced setbacks on the 13th and 15th holes heading home, and the Olympian finished with a total of 5 under 211 in a tie with 11 other players. Irish golfer Leona Maguire took home the crown in the Drive-On Championship, and Pagdanganan is now heading to her next event at the JTBC Classic in Carlsbad, California. Time now for a quick look at some of today's headlines. The camp of Pastor Apollo Quiboloy is questioning the timing of the FBI's release of his wanted poster. They believe that the FBI did this to undermine President Duterte and to interfere with the upcoming elections. Bongbong Marcos admits he is worried about the disqualification cases filed against him. And the Philippine women's national football team is back in the country after qualifying for the World Cup. And those are the top stories at this hour. Join us again later at 11 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime and anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.